Well, it's day 3 at Dressage by the Sea. The champagne's flowing up at the stables, the horses are getting a well-earned rest, and we're here to wrap up all of the day's activities. And it's great to welcome back here to the panel tonight, Mr. Brett Parbery. Parbs, what a day we've had here at Willinga Park, Dressage by the Sea 2020.
Yeah, Tim, it's been a great day. What a day of freestyles, really. It was a lovely afternoon. Everyone at personal bests. I mean, it was fantastic.
Unbelievable to think that 4 riders in the 4-star got a PB, 5 riders with 72% or more. Rosie Ryan in 5th, any other day of the week, that could have won, whether you were at another CDI, anywhere else in the country. And only that she did a really good test, there was just 4 better than her today.
Yeah, well, traditionally in Australia, if you've scored over 72, you're a good chance of winning the class, but not today.
Alicia Targa, personal best. John Thompson in 3rd, a personal best. Melissa Galloway, what a powerhouse, PB. And a new Australia Pacific home soil record set today with Mary Hanna. It was just poetry in motion.
Yeah, look, it's a great test, but it's also slightly relieving to get that record back from the Kiwis, because Wendy Williamson held it. She only broke the record in October, held it for a short time, and then trust Mary Hanna, the stalwart of Australian dressage, to come back and just get it back on Australian soil.
Most certainly been an electric day here today. But earlier today, or the other day in fact, I caught up with a great mate of ours, Terry Snow, and he was introducing a brand new rider to the dressage team here at Willinga Park. A change in our dressage team in the last 12 months. Brett Parbery taking a step back and focusing more on his teaching. And now we invite the Jaden Brown to the team. He's a powerhouse, and he's going to be a great addition to our dressage team.
Yes, we're all excited about Jaden joining the team. Just saw him this morning. We got a 1st and 2nd in the 5-year-old. Which was terrific, and an old Willinga Park horse nearly won the fancy European horse that we have here, so that was heartening to see. But Jaden's been a welcome addition. He gets on very, very well with the staff and anyone who he engages with, and Brett's missed, of course, but he still comes and sees us. He's here this weekend commentating. And he's a great supporter, and he still has a Willinga Park horse he's working on. We are very fortunate in having Jaden come along and take us forward. And a lot of people know Jaden, as indeed they did know Brett, and a lot of Queenslanders, and he's had overseas experience with the big dressage operations in Europe, and he brings that level of professionalism here that is terrific to see, and we hope that he's able to push the sport, and himself, of course, towards getting medals overseas and one day, and World Equestrian Games and events like that. And we propose to, just get behind him and make it all happen for him if we can. And I know that's the feeling of the staff too. We all want to see him succeed, and he's showing every sign of doing so.
Terry is so passionate. It's so wonderful to have yourself here still, Jaden now in the riding role, and he's happy to ride 9, 10, sometimes 11 a day. He's got that young fire in the belly that us older blokes maybe start to not lose, but the body just doesn't hold up like it should, and Jaden's a real powerhouse of a performer. Yeah,
look, that's true. I mean, the young body, he's a great rider. We know that he has great talent. As an old guy myself, my body starts to feel it, and I think Quincy gave me a little, just a little early change of direction, which I thank him for, because my body's feeling a lot better.
It's interesting, Jaden's had great success here. He had a lot of success here last year, full new team of horses this year, and he's still knocking on the top of the door. So us here at Willinga Park are certainly very excited to obviously be promoting Jaden. Of course, another rider we promote, Brett, is Hazel, and they've just started a campaign, Fair Go for Hazel. A lady in Adelaide has put $20,000 of her own money in, trying to get Hazel to the Tokyo Olympics. If you wanted to check out the website, fairgoforhazel.com.au, sign the petition, and let's see if we can help her get to Tokyo for the Olympics. Another Olympian that is coming to Willinga Park is Dorothy Schneider. The energy around the park is just growing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Dorothy Schneider, one of the world's best riders. We know that she's part of that German powerhouse, the dressage team there. But she's more than that. She's a worker. She's not from the big money. She works harder than anybody else, and I think her passion and her style will resonate well with the Australian public. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Dorothy has to say.
Well, I talked to them earlier today. They've boarded a plane. They'll be touching down in Sydney tomorrow. Tickets are still available at our website, or come on the day and we'll be able to get you a ticket to see Dorothy Schneider. But the anticipation is growing. The guys went out around the crowd, and here's what a few of our patrons here at Willinga have to say.
Okay, so here we are at the Willinga Park CDI4 Star. I'm Brett Parbery, and I'm out and about looking for people coming to the Dorothy Schneider Masterclass, and I'm particularly looking for what gold nugget they're in search for. Let's go for a walk. So we're stopping the traffic on our way around in search for the Dorothy Schneider comments. Now, Belinda Lameweed, you're going to see Dorothy, and what gold nugget are you looking for?
I can't wait to see Dorothy. She's amazing. I saw her in Aachen, so I'm looking to get some competition pointers from her and sort of see how I can improve my competition savvy.
So John, what makes Dorothy Schneider so great?
I think the thing that makes Dorothy Schneider so great is that she's in Europe competing with the best in the world on a day-to-day basis, and she's produced numerous top-level Grand Prix horses and has one of the most exciting horses in the world at the minute in Showtime.
Okay, so I've just bumped into Melissa Galloway, New Zealand visitor, has just blitzed the field here in Australia, and she came second, just marginally, to Mary Hanna in the Grand Prix Freestyle. Melissa, you're coming to the Dorothy Schneider Masterclass?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are you looking to take from that? What personally would you take from the Dorothy Schneider way of training?
I mean, I've always looked up to her as a rider, and I think she's just one of the most talented riders in the world, and she's so soft and just has such a good way with the horses, and I think I'm really looking just at her training methods and her approach to each individual horse. I just think her example is amazing, and I'm looking forward to soaking everything up, really.
I personally am looking forward to Dorothy, just to see her take on bringing a young horse up through the levels. I've just bought a 3-year-old that I'm going to take in the young horse classes, and hopefully she can give us an idea on what she's looking for at each stage of training. And then I've got Bella, my advanced horse, so again looking at the high levels and just seeing what she has to say.
So there you have it. Everyone from the competitors to the big boss himself, Terry Snow, can't wait to see Dorothy Schneider here this week. Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m, the Masterclass. We'll see you there.
Firstly, should I be worried? Are you trying to take my job, Pubs?
Yeah, I do. I'm a rookie, mate. You should have seen the errors and the cuts that came out of that one.
I wait for the highlights reel later on. Make sure you come along. Brett Parbery says you need to be there. Melissa Galloway says you need to be there. Mate, come along. We'd love you to join us.
Yeah.
Well, the prelude to the 4-star today was the Grand Prix CDN competition. Sarah Faraway picked up second place with a 69.1% on that lovely horse, Arwen. And a lovely test, Brett. I actually got to sit and watch a whole day of dressage today with Steph not being here. But what a day I got to choose, and this was a great class.
Yeah, it was. Look, Sarah, I work with Sarah quite a bit. She's a cool customer. I warmed her up for this test, and she would be, I think, the coolest, calmest person in the warm-up I've ever seen in my life. And Ron, he made it through to the end of the show. They've gone home now. They're on their way back to Bathurst, and I'm sure Sarah's very happy with what she achieved here.
It's the sort of horse that I look at and he just looks like a gentleman to ride. He's soft, he's responsive, he's supple, and she does a great job to put it all together.
She does. I mean, again, very young in age, but she's been around a long time and very experienced in the ring.
We then go on to Pauline Carnival, the hat trick for her. She won the first leg, the second leg, and the third leg of the CDN Grand Prix. Hopefully this may be the little nudge she needs to step into the 4-star. The horse, I think, got the gears there. It's just hopefully Pauline will back herself into it.
Yeah, I'd love to see Pauline in that 4-star class. Cookie, she calls him. He is fabulous. She bought him from Germany, and I think Pauline now has done enough CDN classes now to graduate to the big league. She's a big league rider and has ridden in the 3 stars and things before. So it'd be lovely to see her back in there.
It's having the confidence to take that jump though, isn't it? And it is a big step, because all eyes, that you can sort of go through the CDN and you know, there might be 50, 100 people here. All eyes are on that 4-star. They're all there wanting to watch.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it was a wonderful class. Well done to Pauline, taking the 30 classes there, the win, and I'm sure they'll be celebrating up there in one of their pavilions. Well, Brett, before we get to the Dorothy Schneider Masterclass, we've got the FEI Regional Forum. All of our delegates are starting to arrive. It's going to be an amazing 2.5 days of chatting, discussing, going into the intricacies of dressage, and kicks off from lunchtime tomorrow.
Yeah, look, I bumped into Ann Gribbins, the visiting judge from America, on the way up to do the interviews, and you should hear how positive she is. And now we all know that the visiting judges that come here are all, wow, best in the world, best in the world. And Anne, whose opinion I really value, said, I've never seen anything like this. She said this could easily become the best in the world, Willinga Park. And she's looking forward to promoting that to some of the FEI patrons who are coming out. So yeah, I think Willinga Park just keeps taking steps in the right direction all the time.
Bettina Duram is here as well, but I caught up with Rolly Overs and he's certainly excited to be here in Australia. Well, it gives me great pleasure to welcome here to Willinga Park Rolly Overs from the World Horse Welfare from the UK, mate. Welcome.
It's great to be here. What a fabulous facility.
Now tell me a little bit about this organisation, World Horse Welfare.
So it's a charity based in the UK but worldwide, as its name indicates, founded in 1927, and it sort of supports the horse-human partnership. And of course, although many people think horses are the rich man and woman's plaything, in fact they're still utilised in so many different ways, obviously as sporting animals, but also as leisure animals, as animals of work, as farm animals, and animals in therapy, and a growing array of other uses. So our work supports the full use of that, whether it be a horse used in the lower middle income countries as a working animal, or a horse that's going to compete in a 5-star FEI event here today.
It's great to have you here, because on Wednesday you'll be presenting as one of our presenters for the FEI Regional Dressage Forum, the first time it's been here in Australia since 2005. Give us a little quick insight about what we might learn from you.
So we're going to be talking about social licence and how horse sport needs a social licence. We've seen obviously in the racing world in the last 12 months, especially here in Australia, lots of bad news stories and the public taking a very negative view about people using horses for sport. And so it's really important that we try and get on the front foot of that and actually justify and tell the story of why horse sport is so good for people and is so good for horses. And it's that mutual respect, that mutual horse-human partnership that I'll be talking about.
I can't wait. Tickets still available. If you'd like to get them, jump onto our website, willingapark.com.au, and catch up with Rolly Overs, mate. We can't wait to hear all about it on Wednesday.
Looking forward to it. Thanks very much.
One of many of our passionate speakers that will be presenting here. It's the first time since 2005. There are still a few tickets available. You can buy a day ticket. So if you wanted to come to one of the days, check our website for all the details. We'd love you to have a look at it, and we'd love to join you here. And each day you get lunch with Matt Upson from Torwood as well. So what more can we ask for?
That's right. I mean, a wonderful time for dressage in Australia, and yeah, especially with great food and a great venue.
Well, great food, great venue, amazing judging. The 4-star Freestyle Grand Prix today, unprecedented in my books. I mean, you've been around the sport a lot longer than I have, Parbs, but today was one for the memory bank.
Yeah, it just feels like we've been on a 5 or 4 year roll with these freestyle records and things. It's been incredible. And today, though, I really felt like I was part of something special. It was just those top 3 riders were fantastic, well-ridden horses, well-trained, difficult freestyles. And I felt like today we probably took that jump towards.
Do you know what I love the best about today? Out of the 5 judges, it was the 4 internationals that had our riders. We had a 79 from one of our judges today, 78 with one of our judges, one of our internationals, European judges. They're seeing the quality. My only take from that is the one Aussie judge who did a super job, but I think we could just back our riders a bit more.
Yeah, it's always something that's discussed. And I think Australians are very honest overall, and I think there's this thing they don't want to be seen to be promoting.
Perfect.
You know,
So maybe that's it.
They want people to earn it, and you're right. It comes to the point of when have you earned it, and when are you ready to give it? And I'm not sure. Like, I like judges to give their honest opinion. I don't want them to be biased by anything. But it would be nice if we could get behind some of our riders, because we do need the help. And like you said, an international put 79% on one of those tests, and I thought, wow, that is world class. Like, that is world class. That's up there with the best in the world. And why can't we be amongst the best in the world?
And our riders certainly are. Well, I quickly ran and grabbed the New Zealand anthem today, because Melissa Galloway had us all thinking that she had done enough. A 75.565% on that lovely horse, Windermere Giobi. What a ride from this young lady.
Yeah, look, we heard about her before she arrived. We were told that Melissa had a lovely horse and was doing a great job, and she hasn't let us down. She has come to Willinga Park. She's having the time of her life and breaking personal bests, but also she's travelled all the way from New Zealand. I think it's the first time she's done that. There's a lot of firsts for Melissa, and what a performer, I mean, what a future.
Oh, and to get there and to be sitting in that lineup, John Thompson was in third, so we had 2 New Zealanders before we got to our winning ride, but it was anticipation and the way the degree of difficulty works on the system. So the degree of difficulty is given to these riders by the computer metrics, so they actually give you a full floor plan. So we sort of knew where they were going to go, unlike normal freestyles, and it was really interesting to watch it unfold. And then we came to the Queen of Dressage in Australia on Australian soil. It was lovely in the opening tonight. Gita actually features in our opening. I only just saw it tonight, and I became quite good friends last year with Gita, and when she had that injury, it was so touching to so many of us, and that brought Mary home. But sometimes things happen for the right reason, and to bring Mary home and see this beautiful test of Mary's unbelievable.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, that mare, Calanta, is just a beautiful specimen. Mary's done a lot of work with her to get her to where she is, and Patrick Kittle in the background with coaching Mary. Interestingly, Mary's freestyle on the scores on the computer program says a 10 at the start. The difficulty of her freestyle is out there, and the music is so beautiful. Even if she executes 3/4 of it, she's going to get a good score.
Isn't it interesting though, Patrick Kittle, what an influence for her. He has that attitude, you know, it's all or nothing in his camp. And I think we're starting to see that in Mary, you know, she's not playing it safe. She's riding, I think you said today, riding as well as we've ever seen her, and she's, you know, in her mid-60s.
Yeah, look, I think she's riding the best I've ever seen Mary. I've been watching Mary for 20 years, and it's certainly the best I've seen her ride, and it's very inspirational.
Anyone who went back and watched it, we did see a little mistake with the 2s, and there was some quite low scores on that. She came back and had another go, did a bit of freestyling, did what I call the parbs, ad-libbed in there. But so there's still room for improvement. Yeah,
and I mean, she took a new line in the freestyle, which when you've submitted your floor plan, that can also work against you. So she took a lot of risks, but it paid off for her today. Well, who knows what's going to happen. Next Saturday night, we'll have the final of the CDI 4-star freestyle competition. It kicks off on Thursday, and we think it's going to be amazing. But of course, it wouldn't be a daily wrap without our guys getting out, capturing some of the moments from around the grounds today. So let's take a look at some of the action from outside the main arena.
Pubs, this place, we're just watching that highlights. There are just so many photographic moments, aren't there?
Yeah, you can't get a bad shot here. Coming through the tunnel, we were saying the horses walking through the tunnel at the Education Centre. How beautiful is that?
Well, that's a wrap on week 1, Dressage by the Sea. If you haven't been to Willinga Park, we keep saying it, that every person that drives in says, I thought it was amazing until I saw it. That's exactly what Bettina Durham said. That's what Rolly Overs said. They go to international equestrian centres everywhere around the world. Jane Gribben said the same thing. So if you haven't seen it, come down. We'd love you to join us. There's so much action. Kicks off from tomorrow with the Forum. Brett, the Grand Prix, 11:20 on Thursday. We start a whole new series again. Do we think Mary Hanna can hold on to the reins?
Oh, if I was a betting man, I'd say she can, but you never know. Melissa Galloway is determined, and you know what a determined Kiwi can do, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens next week.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you can come back and see us here 11:20 on Thursday for the CDI 4-Star Grand Prix, then from 8 o'clock on Friday morning. But from here at Willinga Park Pubs, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all again very soon.